Hi everybody, John Cena here and welcome to Season 3, Episode 1 of FunkQuest, and we start on another arduous quest to find the funkiest person that we can find through asking them questions that nobody else has probably ever asked them. And we do this in a very simple way. They get to pick an icon from a board and they get 1 minute to talk about it, and after that, end of time, and we go to the next person. And you can vote for who you think is going to win and go to the next round, because it's a competitive world, right? So keep listening to the end of the show and we'll tell you how to vote. But first of all, 2 brand new funksters to the Funk Cave. And Bob, tell me who you are, where you're from and what you do.
My name is Barb Braendlein. I am an author, an urban farm wife, and the homeschooling mother of my 4 special needs kids in the Pacific Northwest.
And I don't even know what time it is where you are, but what's a farm wife? What is one of them?
Well, that would mean that my husband does all the stuff with the dirt and the bugs and the plants, and I feed him while he does it. Okay. Technically, there is no farming technically involved in my job.
Right. Okay. So yeah, good. All right. Glad we got that sorted. Casey, tell us who you are, where you're from, and what you do.
Casey Bell. I'm from New Jersey, and I am an author as well as an artist, entrepreneur.
Excellent. Right, so it's very simple. If you are watching this on YouTube, you will see a row of 5 questions, 4 icons. If you're listening to this on Spreaker or any of the other platforms like iHeartRadio, we've got a cassette tape, some sweet corn, and some pots of paint, and a man with a VR mask. So we're going to go ladies first, and Bob, pick an icon from question 1.
Well, since you told me what that thing was on his face, I'm going to say a VR mask.
How many times a year do you have a declutter?
Weekly. I aim for a Saturday morning declutter because I hate deep cleaning. It would be my least favorite task. So I figure if I can just sort of stay on top, I am a maintainer. You know, I never could fix up an old building, but I can keep whatever I'm given pretty stable.
Yeah. What does Saturday morning come around, right, sleeves up, bucket, mop, all that sort of stuff? Is that level of declutter we're talking, or we're just talking tidy up?
Mostly tidying, vacuuming. I'm not good with the mop bucket either. Boy, you're exposing a lot of things about me right now. Yes, it's enough that I feel like we start a fresh week on Sunday. You know, like here we are, everything, surfaces are clean, the floor is cleaned off, the laundry is done. I like to start fresh.
Good. Yeah, we like Casey. Question 1 for you.
Buckets of paint.
When did you realize you didn't know everything?
My first year in college. Realized a lot of the stuff they taught in high school wasn't true. And that's when I realized that you basically need to educate yourself.
Was this a gradual thing, or was it a smack in the face?
It was a little bit of both. Let's just say, when I was in grade school and they taught me that BC means before Christ and AD is after his death, my question was, well, what do you call the time period after he was born but before he died? But I never asked because I was afraid I was going to get in trouble for asking. So I never asked. And every year they kept saying AD after Christ. I had that question, but I didn't feel comfortable enough to ask the teacher. So in college, when they told me it meant what it really meant, I was like very upset that I was, that they didn't tell the truth. And from then on there, I started researching everything on my own just to double check, make sure.
Research by yourself. Good. Yeah. That goes for everything, right?
Yeah.
Good answers so far. Question 2. You got the Vulcan bomber, some tropical fish, a shipwreck, or a campsite, Bob?
Campsite, please.
Campsite. What is your favourite word?
Favorite word, like today? Ubiquitous.
Yeah, everywhere.
Yeah, and I like that it both that it means everywhere, but also that I feel like it gives me a justification to use it everywhere. Why would you not? It's ubiquitous, right? That, and I have a husband that can't spell to save his life. He always says that anything past 4 letters and his brain just stops. And so it makes me feel just, it's a propping myself up if I can spell something like ubiquitous. It gives me street cred, I guess.
That's one of those words that nobody's ever going to spell that right, ever.
No, probably not.
No, I think that would be looks like you're trying to spell ubiquitous. Would you like some help with that from the little Microsoft kind of game? It's one of them, isn't it? Ubiquitous is a good word.
All the things they move it to, yeah.
Yeah, and that's today's word, is it? Time up. Question 2, Casey.
Fishies.
The what, sorry? The fish.
Fishies, yes, fish.
The fish, the tropical
They're pretty.
fish. Where would you hide a giraffe?
Where would I guess behind a tree.
True, yeah. It'd stick out, wouldn't it?
That's the only place I can think of if
Behind
I
a
had
tree.
one. Storage.
Storage, yeah. How would you get it in? How would you knock on the door? Mr. Yep, what you got? I got a giraffe. Oh, okay, mate. Come in. You could have a great big truck. The thing I find about giraffes is that they're silent. They're silent. They're completely silent.
Oh, really? So then I guess I can decorate it and pretend it's something else. No one would know.
Christmas tree.
Yeah.
There you go.
A moving Christmas tree.
Moving Christmas tree, yeah. Question 3, Bob. You got a tennis player, a cross-channel ferry, some pencils, or some popcorn.
Let's do the pencil.
How often do you go to the library?
Before or after shutdown? Normally, I would have said once a week. Library is actually part of our homeschooling, which I feel really funny saying that, but it is. We like to go. It makes for an adventure, and probably more of an adventure right now because they have this really complicated curbside system. So the only way to get books from the library right now is to go online, which I think we've already established is already a thing for me to be able to go online. We pick out our books, and then they give you a window when you're allowed to show up. And when you show up, there's just this series of, there's tape on the ground, and you can see them back behind the sliding glass door, and they're all masked up, and it looks like they're going to hand you, you were talking about Bond, it looks like they're going to hand you the film, the virus, whatever, right? Yeah. I shouldn't call it a virus now. Anyway, so you wait outside for a long time with literally a police officer. And I don't know if there's a lot of runs on the library, like I'm gonna pounce, but yeah, we stand there and then they bring out your books and there's this awkward moment where they're trying to hand it to you without getting close to you. So they're like, no, don't touch it. Take your books. And they shove them across the table. And so I'm gonna say not so often anymore. Used to be weekly.
We're just starting that where you've got to go like the Pony Express where they lob the books at you. As you drive past almost.
And then when you bring them back, they quarantine the books longer than they quarantine people.
Yeah,
which is sort of funny to me.
Yeah, the books have probably been in cold storage for I don't know how long. So good, right? Good answer that actually. Question 3, Casey.
Tennis player.
When was the last time you regretted something and not on this show? You said you regretted something. You said
that was either May or June. I posted something on Facebook and it was truthful, but it was controversial. And I got a lot of people arguing with me. And I said some things I shouldn't have said. And then I made a public apology. I made private apologies. And then I told everyone I'm leaving. So I don't really go on Facebook anymore. But it's teaching me to learn how to just shut up and to stick with the old rule that our grandparents, great-grandparents taught us. If you have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all.
That's very profound, and I don't know. It's attributed to Dennis Thatcher, who was husband of the late Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher, and other people as well. It's better to keep one's mouth shut and be thought a fool than open it and remove all doubt.
Yeah.
Attributed to multiple other people. So you're not on Facebook at all now? Is that the end of it, or you just?
Well, I have a page, Books to Read. I go on there to update, but I don't say anything personally. Like my actual page is technically dead. No one hears from me.
Good stuff. Good answer. Thank you for sharing that. We do tend to uncover interesting things, and that's the whole point. So thank you for that. Bob, question 4. You got a swimmer, you got Tower Bridge, you got a cyclist, and you got like a fish thing art.
I'll take the swimmer.
Who do you wish you could get back in contact with?
My bass player. So when I was in college, late teens, early college, I was a jazz pianist, which is what I did before becoming a mom of complicated, sick kids. And I had a brilliant bass player, and we would play we played round the clock. He would just come and set up the bass in the living room. We'd wake up, we'd get started and play all day. And also probably one of my best friends, probably one of those friends that you only get once, It can't maintain it forever because you would go off and have your own lives, and he went off to continue to be professional, but we lost contact. that would be my person.
Do you know, you obviously know his name, Facebook, does that work?
It does, and you can find him, but,
Yeah.
and I think I probably have been that person that has reached out like, hey, the guy with I did the piano, and but it's, they're in such separate lives. There comes a point where it's like, it's difficult to reconnect in any way that matters. So, yeah, I'm a bass player.
I think that's cropped up before, actually, and it's almost like that, you're trying to recreate that moment in your life rather than, and they were just there at that time.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't go back to that period in your life because you're doing something else now, and so is he, probably.
Yeah.
Casey, question 4. You've got Tower Bridge, a cyclist, or a fish art thing?
The art. Fish art.
Yeah, good. An artist, yeah. What popular kids thing annoys you? You can't say all of them.
I'll say, only because, I don't want to say it annoys me, but I can't even think of it. Some ladybug superhero.
Yeah.
I can't remember her name, but one of my nieces is highly addicted to her.
Is it an online thing, obviously?
It's Netflix, I believe. Her name is Marinette, and when she turns into a superhero, some type of ladybug, and then she has a partner who's a cat, and they fight crime. And my niece, when she comes over, her brothers don't really watch television. They run around and beat each other up. Yeah, and then her older sister, when she watches television, she just listens to the music channels. Yeah. So she'll sit there and have the entire television to herself, hours watching episode after episode after episode. Get
playing FunkQuest. Get playing FunkQuest. Stop beating each other up then.
Kind of annoying.
So it's some kind of bug thing that just plays endlessly.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's Ladybug Girl. Just
Ladybug Girl. Is that it?
It's a thing. Yeah.
That's a real bug thing.
It's banned in my house.
It's banned, is it?
Yeah. I figure I get final say. And the kids are like, we can't decide what to watch. I choose. It's Hello Dolly over and over again. Just.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, interesting. Question 5. Barb, to go first. You've got a robin, not a robin, a kind of bird thing. Some girls talking on the phone, a zip wire man, and some berries.
The berries.
How far down your bucket list are you?
So, you know how there's people in the world that are goal setters? Yeah. And then there's people that sort of aren't. I would land in the aren't category. So I guess I would say I hadn't started my bucket list in a very literal way. And I feel like I ought to turn this into an answer that makes me look better.
Let's see if we can create a bucket list, and we've got about 30 seconds for you to kind of do that.
Oh dear.
We haven't been to London.
Once. To your airport. Your airport was lovely.
No, I'm not. No, Trafalgar Square, Buckingham Palace, Leicester Square, cinema. Right, done.
Yeah, okay.
Paris. What?
London could be my bucket list. I would take that. That would, absolutely.
Paris, Eiffel Tower, Charles de Gaulle, all that. Right.
It sounds fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Seems like a list.
Yeah.
I did actually try to convince my husband that we ought to move to Amsterdam about a year ago. I think I invited him. Yeah, anyway, I found a houseboat that was on Airbnb, and I'm like, shoot, it costs less to go spend a month in Amsterdam on the canal than it does for me to go stay in a hotel here. Like, why not? Yeah.
If you could
London could be my bucket list.
Okay. Yeah. Question 5. Casey, you've got bird, some girls on the phone, or a zip wire man?
I'll go with the bird.
The bird. What was the first record you bought?
That I bought. I would say it was a cassette tape. The Pointer Sisters Breakout.
Pointer Sisters, 1985, 6?
Yes. I remember seeing it, and I was like, I gotta get this, and played it over and over and over again.
Are they still going, Pointer Sisters?
The oldest sister is going with her daughter and her granddaughter.
I bet there's 3 or 4 different variants of the Pointer Sisters, aren't there?
No. Not any. 2 of them passed away.
Right. Okay.
So there's only 2 left, and one of them doesn't tour anymore. So it's just the one, her daughter and her granddaughter.
That's pretty. I don't know. Pointer mum, grandma, and granddaughter.
Yeah.
Good. And cassette tape, that's interesting. So who won? Well, that's for you to decide. To vote to find out who's going to go through to the next round. It's very simple. Go to find this episode on FunkyThinkers.com and leave a comment with who you think should go through. You've got to go to FunkyThinkers.com. Don't leave a comment on YouTube or Spreaker or iHeartRadio or any other platforms that might listen to this because it doesn't count. You've got to go to FunkyThinkers.com, find this episode, Bob v. Casey, and leave your vote there. Ladies and gents, thank you so much for being on the show and getting up early. Bob, how can we find out more about you and contact you?
You can find me on my website. I'm so sorry. It means you have to spell my name. It's www.barbarabraendlein.com.
We'll link
I feel like I should.
I
was going to say, I feel like I should spell it for you. It's terrible, but yeah. It's Braendlein. You basically have to drop out half the letters and mispronounce the ones that are left, and you're there.
Good. Casey, how can we find out more about you and contact you?
The best way is CaseySamuelBell.com. C-A-S-E-Y, Casey, SamuelBell.com.
C-A-S-E-Y, SamuelBell.com. Casey and Bob, thank you so much for being on the show, and we'll see one of you in the next round. Thanks so much, and speak soon.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks so much.
Hi, thanks so much for making it to the end of this episode. Did you know that you can play FunkQuest yourself? We call it FQY. You can get going now with a 10% discount coupon that's displayed above my shoulder. Thanks so much, and take care.